Hello and good day everyone. So the last champion for the new expansion has been revealed. It's gonna be Vayne, and there's a cinematic to go with her and a few support cards. So we're going to look at the cinematic and see what Vayne is going to do.
Ready yourself. The night awaits.
So let's see. Vayne is a 3 mana 3/4 Demacia. When I'm summoned or round start, create a tumble in hand, or if you have one, reduce its cost by 1. I've seen you attack 4 times. So she has the same level up as both Misfortune and Quinn, okay? And Tumble is a 3 mana Demacia card, slow. An ally starts a free attack. Equip an equipment that costs 2 or less to it. So that will synergize with the Golden Spatula, I guess. Does it? Wait, I'm unsure. The spatula was 2 mana, right? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So wait. When I'm summoned around start, create a tumble in hand. If you have one, reduce cost by 1. I've seen you attack 4 times. I mean, like 3 mana 3/4 is decent. She doesn't have any keywords. Creating a tumble, like 3 mana 3/4, create a free card that's just good. Every round start, it reduces the cost. An ally starts a free attack. Starting a free attack is definitely good. And equipping, like even without the equip, but you probably want to run some Jax improvise minions, or maybe you actually want to run equipment to your deck. So you can use this side of the effect. But already just starting a free attack, if you can reduce this to 1 or 2, is already great. Yeah, interesting. Let's see what else there's gonna be.
If we hesitate, we die, and I'm not interested in dying. Look closely at their eyes, full of fear.
You'll serve me one way or another.
Swift death.
Struggle. They'll enjoy it.
Very well.
Ooh. That's a new card. Let's look at this. It's a Faithful Wolf's Dog. If an ally died, I cost 2 less. So it originally cost 3. Play, equip me with an equipment that costs 2 or less from hand. Alright, so it looks like this package is trying to go with Jax. I thought I saw like this as Jax Vayne deck combined. Could be interesting. If an ally died, I cost 2 less. And equip me with equipment that costs 2 from like, if you get a effect, like if an ally died this round, I cost 2 less. Then it's decent if you have an equipment in hand. But otherwise, just on its own, it does nothing. So you need to have a deck that plays a lot of equipments that cost 2 or less in your deck to play this. All the other cards we've already seen. All right, let's continue.
Not much for pets, but this one is fine. I will release them from their pain.
Okay, let's start. That was a sick level up animation. I think from the 3 champions that are released, this one has the best level up cinematic by far. That was cool. Alright, let's see what she does. When I'm summoned or round start, create a 0 cost tumble in hand, or if you have one, reduce its cost by 3. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Like, you could also just fit her in scouts, but I'm not sure, like, are you going to cut Quinn from the deck then? Because I feel like Misfortune is very strong. Or are you just going to make a deck around her with the equip cards? Both could be viable, I guess. But, I mean, it doesn't really... Just free attacks are decent though. Yeah. It's a definitely a cool champion. I do think it's a little bit of a shame that it's another champion that that has the same level up as 2 champions already have. I wish every champion would have like a unique level up effect, but I guess especially if they're going to release more champions, it's going to be so hard to find a different level up for every champion, and there are already duplicates in the game. So I guess maybe that's just me. Yeah, cool. Let's continue. Oh, that was a new card. Fish fight, 2 mana, and it's not a weapon master card. It is a Demacia card. An ally and an enemy strike each other, or an equipped ally strikes an enemy, then is unequipped. Oh, okay. So the first option is just a single combat, but then slow. And the second option is pretty decent actually. Like the first option is just a worse single combat, but there is a benefit that if you don't currently have any equipment because your opponent destroyed your equipment or whatever, that you can still use the card at least. So that's fair. Or an equipped ally strikes an enemy, then is unequipped. Is being unequipped, it does make the dog that we saw earlier and the tumble better because you actually have a reason to equip something again. So that's nice, I guess. Like a single way strike for only 2 mana, even though it's slow, seems pretty good. For instance, like the Akshan deck sometimes actually plays the Akshan champion spell, and that's 3 mana. But unequipping it, that's a bit worse. But then again, you have cards that equip it again. So yeah, like I could definitely see you run 2 or 3 copies in a Vayne deck. Yeah.
This creature is
Ooh,
beyond.
that's new as well. A Blood-Cursed Harpy, 6 mana Demacia, 6/4 Scout. Play, equip me with an equipment that costs 2 or less from hand. The first time I would die while equipped, fully heal me and destroy the equipment instead. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Especially because it has Scout. Like if you get, for instance, the Jack's Overwhelm weapon, you play him, it gets it, so it's an 8 mana, if it's a 6 mana 8/4 Scout Overwhelm, and then if it would die, it destroys the equipment instead. You do get rid of the equipment, so you'll need to find like new equipment. I guess that is bad, but it having Scout is very strong, and it also being even like stats. I mean, 4 defense is weak, but except for that, if you have an equipment in hand, stats for mana are pretty good on this card. Like getting quick attack or overwhelm are both pretty good. What was the Aegis weapon from the Demacia again? That was 1/1 tough, right? That's not really what you want with her, I think. Decent, but we'll see. Definitely strong with some weapons, at least.
Is beyond saving.
So wait, he was equipped with the Darkened Halberd, right? So if you equip the Darkened Halberd by any of these effects, you don't actually need to kill an ally. That's interesting. So all the Vayne cards can just do this and get +2/+2. You don't need a keyword though, so I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea, but it's interesting to know that it works this way. So if they say to play me anything, you can negate it by these Vayne card effects. Huh.
She looks more capable than most people.
Ooh. Condemn. If you've attacked 2+ times this round, I cost 5 less. An ally strikes an enemy. 6 mana Demacia. So, oh, that's interesting. If you've attacked 2+ times this round, so you need either scout or free attacks or rallies. Demacia has all of them. I cost 5 less. Only 1 mana for a fast attack. That is definitely interesting. Like, for its base cost, it's pretty bad. But if you've attacked 2+ times this round, this is very good. I wonder, like, if you've attacked 2 times though, how much enemies does your opponent actually still have? Like, the only things he'll probably still have left after that are minions he's trying to keep alive. So then this is pretty good actually, because you can still kill them. I don't know really, but definitely looks strong in both scouts and whatever Vayne might fit into. Very interesting card. I like it.
Those who kill innocents are no more than fiends. Return to innocence.
By my hand, I will end their suffering. Cleanse the evil. Every last monster will be purged.
Okay, yeah, looks sick. Definitely the same cards we missed. I think the 3 of these. I have to say, like, the archetype on itself, it looks pretty fun. Like, even though it are more scout-based cards, I do think, like, with the equipment, here I also see equipped, and equipped. So you definitely want to play equipped allies with Vayne. Yeah, let's have a look at the other 3 cards and see how they are like. Steadfast Elkin is a 1 mana 2/2. The first time I see an ally equipped, grant me tough. That's decent. The first time I see an ally equipped, grant me tough. So, like, if you play an equip on 2, this is very good. Otherwise, I don't know. It's like a 1 mana 2/2 is good, don't get me wrong, but Demacia already had 1 mana 2/2s that were never played. I'm not sure if granting tough makes it good enough to actually play. Like, I would almost always include, like, the 1 mana bird in any Demacia deck, and then it depends on what region you want to combine it with, what your other 1-drops might be, and if you actually want to play this, but it might see play. I mean, it's definitely decent. You could definitely play it if you play equipments. Just not entirely sure if just tough is good enough. Yeah, definitely interesting though. Then what we have here, 2 mana 2/3. Attack, give equipped allies +1/+1 this round. That's also very decent. Like, both of these cards are have decent stats for their cost with a bonus effect, so they might definitely see play. This one does want you to have a lot of equipments though, so it does look like they're pushing you towards Jax Vayne a little bit, but then all the Jax cards don't really support, like, striking twice in a round, I believe. Although, you know, if you equipped allies strike more often, they will level up Jax faster. But are there any other strategies that you might use with this? Maybe the blood ladders? Not sure. Definitely just a solid card on its own if you play enough equipped allies, and if the Vayne deck actually gets off, this might actually be good in it. This one we've seen, and then here we have a 5 mana 5/5. When I'm summoned, give equipped allies barrier this round. Interesting. Like if you have equipped allies on the board, this is good. Like the only thing comparable is like the 2 mana 2/1 that gives barrier to 1 unit. When that was a 2 mana 3/2, it was very strong. This is a bit worse because it's just more clunky to play because it's 5 mana. 5/5 are decent stats. Yeah, we'll just have to see if this whole equipment deck in Demacia can get some feet in the ground. Like if it's actually going to be good enough to be played. But it definitely looks interesting and fun to play. Like giving barrier while being able to attack twice, you know, that's something you want. That's synergetic. Yeah, I like it. We'll definitely have to go through some deck building, figuring out, theory crafting to see what you want to combine this with to make it really strong. Like Jax looks like the obvious contender, but maybe there are other things around that make more sense or actually more competitive. Because so far Jax hasn't really seen play because it's a little bit iffy to play, but definitely has synergy with this package at least. I thought there were 12 cards shown. I'm also not sure, like... Oh, wait. So Condemn is also Vayne's champion spell, it looks like, but it is called Vayne's here, but it doesn't show the Vayne into your deck, so I'm a little bit confused about that. And also there might also be some other cards, so let's take a look at Mobalytics, see if there are any other cards that were not showed in the video. So I went to the Mobalytics page and found there was actually one more card revealed that was not in the video. And it's actually this one. We've seen all the other cards here. This is the only one that was not in the video. It's a 4 mana Demacia card, 3/3 with Challenger, Widowed Huntress. Play, equip me with an equipment that costs 2 or less from hand. So if we're saying we're playing this with Jax and the improvise units, like let's say the average weapon gives like +2/+0, the average Jax weapon, I think that's appropriate. Then this is actually quite decent. Like 4 mana 5/3 with Challenger, especially if you have like good equipment, like the quick attack one, this is very good. If you have it with the overwhelm one, it might be good. Both the 2/1 and the 1/2 weapons are just solid because you get like great stats. Like if you have the impact weapon, 4 mana 4/5 Challenger impact, that's just good. Same with the fearsome one, 4 mana 5/4 Challenger fearsome. 4 mana 5/4 Challenger whenever you attack, gain a spell mana. Like that's very strong. The only thing I'm not sure about, like if you play that kind of deck, you might want to play the Combat Cook because it actually forges the weapon it gets, making all these effects a lot stronger. Because it has +1/+1, the equipment. And maybe because Vayne levels when she's seen you attack 4 times, you also want to run the 4 mana Demacia Cultist, the one with the 4 mana 4/3 tough, and if you've equipped an ally this turn, give me Scout, because Scout helps Vayne level up way easier. And putting an equipment on that with Tumble is also pretty strong, I think. So then I'm not sure if you want to be playing this in that deck. Because then you will run a lot of 4 cost minions and you don't want to run too many of those. I'm not sure. It's definitely a strong card. I'm just not entirely sure. Like maybe you just don't play the Combat Cooks. You play this and that and the Cultist, and you just play like the oldie Jax improvise 2 and 3 minions. I'm not entirely sure. Definitely interesting card. Could definitely see play in this kind of deck. Definitely strong. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the Vayne package. I'm not entirely sure, like, if you want to play all of these creatures, because if you want to combine them with Jax, you do need quite some of the improvised minions, and I'm not sure if you want to play all of these in the same deck. But it's definitely an interesting idea. Also makes Jax a lot more viable because he didn't really see a lot of play. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm definitely going to be fear crafting a deck with this. Talking about that, tomorrow I'm going to make a video with some of the decks, with some of the new decks that you could be playing tomorrow when the expansion comes out. I'm going to be fear crafting on this for a bit, and then tomorrow I'll make a video about the decks that I think might be good with the new cards. So please check in on this channel when that video comes out, or subscribe to me so you can see when the video is coming out. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.